Om Sai Ram, Shirdi Diary, penned by Honorable Mr. G.S. Kapadi, second and long stay at Shirdi, dated 15/1/12. I got up early in the morning, prayed, and attended the Khaprde'S, which was a little later than usual, as Megha, having been unwell, could not get up in time to blow the conch shell. Sain Maharaj did not say a word as he got up and left the chavdi. Upasani Shastri and Bapu Sahib Jog did not come soon. So I sat writing letters. When Sain Maharaj went out, he asked me how I spent the morning, which was a mild rebuke for not having read and contemplated. I went to see him again when he returned, and he was very kind. He commenced a long story and kept on as if speaking to me. But I felt sleepy all the time and did not understand anything of the story. I was told afterwards that the story was a very thinly veiled recital of the events that actually happened in the life of Gupte. So he said, the midday arati was late and it was 3 p.m. by the time we returned and had our meals. I lay down a bit and then attended Dikshit's Quran. Later on, we went to the masjid but were told to salute from a distance, which we accordingly did. Sain Baba came for a stroll and we saluted as usual. Dikshit had an illumination of the masjid yesterday and repeated it today also. At night, there was the usual bhajan of Bhishma and Puran of Dikshit, and the day was wrapped this way. And let me take you to the next day, dated 16/1/12. In the morning, I got up as usual, prayed, and commenced the daily routine with Paramamrit. It is a very celebrated Marathi work on Vedanta. Upasani reads, I, Bapu Sahib Jog, Bhishma listen. It is exceedingly nice and I give explanation whenever necessary. I was able to see Sahin Maharaj go out but was late in going to see him after he returned to the masjid. He not only showed no displeasure but treated me with positive kindness, and I sat serving. The midday arati was late as Megha is ill and was not ordered to come soon. He did so at last, and by the time we returned and had our meals, it was nearly 4 p.m. Dikshit read a little of Ramayan and then we went to see Sahin Sahib at the masjid. He did not permit us to sit long and came out himself and finished his usual stroll in a hurry and ordered us to return to the Vada. We could not understand it, but on returning to the Vada, learned that Hari, a servant of Dikshit who felt indisposed the other day, died. We sent for Upasani, who understands medicine, but he could not be found. That the man was dead, there could be no doubt. We did the usual arati in the Vada and attended the sage arati. Sain Maharaj was particularly gracious at the latter and sent out wonderful summons of joy and instruction. He favored Rama Maruti similarly. And the day was wrapped this way. And let me take you to the next day, dated 17/1/12. I got up very early, saw Bapu Sahib Jog go out to bathe. I finished my prayer in the meantime. Then we went to Chavadi for Khaprde'S. Megha was too ill to attend, so Bapu Sahib Jog did the arati. Sain Baba showed his face and smiled most benignly. It is worthwhile spending years here to see it even once. I was overjoyed and stood gazing like mad. After we returned, Narayan Rao's son Govinda and brother Bau went by car to Kopagaon en route to Ushangabad, and I commenced my daily routine. I wrote a few lines and then read Paramamrit with Upasani and Bapu Sahib Jog. We saw Sahin Maharaj go out and again after he returned to the masjid. He gave the silent instructions, but like a fool, I did not understand them. On returning to the Vada, I felt disconsolate without cause. Balavant also felt sad and said that he wished to leave Shirdi. I asked him to ask Sain Baba and then decide. I lay down for a while after meals and then wished to listen to Dikshit's Ramayana. But Sain Baba sent for him and he had to go. Somehow, then we made no progress. Tashildar Sahib Prahlad Ambadas of Kandwa today asked for and obtained permission to return. There is Mr. Pate of Jalgaon and a Lingayat with him. They may go away tomorrow. We saw Sahin Baba during his evening stroll. He was in very good mood. At night, there was the usual bhajan of Bhishma and Dikshit's Ramayan. During Arati in the Vada, I understood the instructions given in the morning and then felt happy. And the day was wrapped. Let me take you to the next day, dated 18/1/12. There is much to record today. I got up very early, prayed, and finding it yet wanting an hour to the dawn, I lay down and got up in time to see the sunrise. I, Upasani, Bapu Sahib Jog and Bhishma read Paramamrit. Tahshildar Sahib, Pralad, Ambadas, Mr. Pate, and his companion Lingayat returned to their places. The latter two got permission just in time to start. We saw Sain Baba go out and again after he returned to the masjid. He treated me very kindly and while I was serving. He told me 2 or 3 tales. He said many people came to take his money. He never resisted but let them take it away. He only noted their names and followed them. When they got down for their meals, he killed them and brought his money back. The other story was that there was a blind man. He used to live near the Takya here. A man enticed away his wife and eventually murdered the blind man. 400 men assembled at the Chavdi and condemned him. They ordered him to be decapitated. This order was carried out by village hangman who did the work out for some motive and not merely as a piece of duty. So the murderer in the reincarnation was born as the son of the hangman. He then commenced another tale. In the meantime, a stranger fakir came and touched Sain Sahib's feet. Sain Baba felt very angry, or rather showed that he was so unshook of the fakir, who showed great tenacity and persistence without losing his own equanimity. At last, he went out and stood near the compound wall on the outside. Sain Baba was very angry and threw away the aarti utensils and the dishes full of food bought by his worshippers. He lifted up Ramamarti Bua, who declared afterwards that he felt very happy and as if sent off to higher regions. One Bhagya and a villager were also roughly handled by Sain Maharaj. Sitaram bought the aarati and we finished the aarati in the usual, though in a somewhat hurried way. Martand, son of Mahalsapati, showed great presence of mind and prevented confusion by directing that the aarati should be finished when it was begun. He did so when Sain Baba moved out of his usual place. Before finishing, Sain Baba resumed his seat and all went much as usual, except that Udi was distributed wholesale and not individually. He was not really angry, of course, and did the whole thing as a leela. The whole affair made us late and there was a feast given by Tatya Patil for the death of his father as a part of the obsequies. So we did not finish our meals till about 4:30 p.m. It must have been a bit later, for after it there was no time to do anything and we went to see Sahin Maharaj come out for a stroll. He did so as usual and we saluted him as usual. There was the usual arati in the Vada. Megha was too ill to stand up and Sain Baba foretold his end during the night. We then attended the Chavati procession, it being the evening for it. I held the mortal as usual and everything went on smooth. Sitaram did the arati. At the night there was the bhajan of Bhishma and Ramayana of Dikshit. I forgot to mention about that during the torrent of hard words that Sain Baba poured out today. He said that he had saved my son Balwant and then often repeated the phrase Fakir wishes to kill Dada Sahib, meaning me. But I would not permit it. He mentioned one more name but I cannot recall it now. And this was the wrap, and let me take you to the next day, dated 19/1/12. This was a very sad day. I got up early and after finishing my prayer discovered that it yet wanted an hour or so to daybreak. So I lay down and was aroused for Kakararati by Bapu Sahib Jog. Kaka Dikshit told me that Megha died about 4 a.m. The Kakararati was done but Sain Maharaj did not show his face clear and did not appear to open his eyes. He never threw glances spreading grace. After we returned, arrangements were made for the cremation of Megha's body. Sain Baba came just as the body was being brought out and loudly lamented his death. His voice was so touching that it brought tears to everyone's eyes. He followed the body up to the bend in the made road near the village and then went his usual way. Megha's body was taken under the vada tree and consigned to flames there. Sain Baba could be distinctly heard lamenting his death even at that distance, and he was seen waving his hand and swaying as if in arati to say goodbye. There was a good supply of dry fuel and flames soon rose very high. Dikshit Kaka, myself, Bapu Sahib Jog, Upasani, Dada Kelkar and all else here were there and praised the Lord of Megha that his body was seen and touched by Sai Baba on the head, heart, and shoulders and feet. After finishing the cremation, we ought to have sat praying, but Babu Sahib Jog came and I sat talking with him. When later on I went to see Sahin Baba, he asked me how I spent the afternoon. I was very sorry to confess that I had wasting it in talking. This was a lesson to me. I remember how Sain Baba foretold his death 3 days ago. This is the last arati of Megha. How Megha felt that he had completed his service and was passing away. How he shed tears to think that he could not see Sate, whom he regarded as his guru, and how he directed the cows of Sain Baba should be let loose. He never expressed any other wish. We all admired his life of extreme devotion, and I was sorry that I did not rest in prayer but listen to meaningless talk. Bhishma and my son Balwant are not well, so there was no bhajan. Dikshit Kaka read Ramayana at night. Gupte, his brother, and their families left this morning for Bombay. And the day was wrapped. Let me take you to the next day, dated 21/1912. In the morning, I got up in time to say my prayers before daybreak and commence the routine of life here to suit everybody else. The day promised to be pleasant, and so it turned out. I read Paramamrit with Bapu Sahib Jog, Upasani, and Ramaruti. Bhishma and my son Balwant are unwell. We saw Sahin Maharaj go out and again after return. He sat chatting pleasantly. Presently, a Jahagirdar of a village somewhere here about came, and Sain Baba would not let him approach, much less worship. Many people interceded for him in vain. Appa Kote came and did his utmost to secure at least the usual kind of puja for the Jahagirdar, and Sain Baba relented so far as to let him enter the masjid and worship the pillar near the fireplace. But he would not give Udi. I thought Sain Baba would get angry but did not. And our midday arati passed off in the usual way. Babu Sahib Jog has been ordered by Sain Baba to do all the arati at all times. I predicted this result 2 days before Megha passed off. After the midday meal, I sat reading newspapers. Dikshit's younger brother, who practices at Kandwa, came this morning and his Bombay agent came in the afternoon. Dikshit's brother tried to induce Dikshit to return to the work in vain. He applied to Sain Baba, but Sain Baba left the whole matter to Dikshit himself. Bapu Sahib Jog has also got 4 guests. The husband of his wife's sister, who is the chief treasury officer at Sangli, has come here with his whole family on his way back from the Delhi Darbar. His wife wishes to take Mr. Bapu Sahib Jog with her, but Sain Baba would not permit it. We saw Sahin Sahib as he came out for his evening stroll. Then there was the Vada Arati and later on the Sage Arati. Dikshit read Ramayana as usual. There was no bhajan as Bhishma is indisposed and my son Balavant is slightly worse. There is here Mr. Moreshwar Janardhan Patre with his wife. He is the victim of paralysis and has suffered much. Joshi of Vasai has come and bought some printed copies of the prayer sung here. And the day was wrapped, and let me take you to the next day, dated 21/12/1912. I got up and attended Khaprde'S. There were all the usual people except Balashimpi. After the Arati, Sain Baba followed the usual custom of using hard words against the internal enemies by naming them as Appa Kote, Telin, Vamantadya, etc. etc. I read Paramamrit with Bapu Sahib Jog, Upasani, and Ramaruti. The guest of Bapu Sahib Jog was from Sangli, attended a class. His name is Limai. We saw Sahin Baba go out and again after he returned to the masjid. While we were at the masjid, Madhav Rao Deshpande returned from Nagar. There was Dada Sahib Karandikar with him and a gentleman of Baroda. I was very much surprised to see Karandikar. It appears he came to Nagar on a case and meeting Madhav Rao Deshpande there decided to see Sain Maharaj. We sat talking. He returned to Nagar about 4:30 p.m. The Limais also went. Permission was refused to them at first but subsequently granted by Sain Baba. Sadashiv Rav Dikshit wished to go also but was told to depart tomorrow morning with his family, children and Ramaruti. We saw Sahin Baba at the evening stroll and had Dikshit's Ramayan after the evening Arati at the Vada. And now let me take you to the next day, dated 22/1/1912. In the morning, I got up early and prayed. We saw Sahin Maharaj go out and again after he returned. During the course of the worship, he put 2 flowers in his 2 nostrils and put two other between his ears and the head. My attention was drawn to this by Madhavrao Deshpande. I thought this was an instruction. Sain Baba repeated the same thing a second time. When I interpreted it a second time in a mind, he offered the chillam to me and this confirmed me. He said something which I noted instantly and particularly wished to remember. But it went clear out of my mind and no efforts made all through the day could bring it back. I am most surprised as this is the first experience of the kind. Sain Baba also said that his order was Supreme Bala, which I understood to mean that I need to be anxious about the health of my son. By the time the midday arati was finished and we returned, I found Mrs. Lakshmi Bai standing in front of my lodging. I was very glad to see her. She arrived at the masjid just as I left and saluted Sain Maharaj. The latter showed special favor by letting her worship then. After meals, I lay down for a few minutes and Dikshit read Ramayan and some Gatha of Nath Maharaj. Upasani was present and Mrs. Lakshmi Bai attended the class. She joined in conversation and appeared to be well informed in Vedant. We saw Sahin Baba at the evening stroll and again at Sage Arati. Lakshmi Bai sang a few songs. She is an aunt, Masi of Radha Krishna Bai. At the night, at my request, she did a little bhajan and Dikshit read Ramayan. Let's wind up for today and tomorrow we'll see what will happen on 23/1/1912. Om Shri Sainataya Namaha.